What's up, everybody? Crazy Eights here with another Transformers Age of the Primes toy review. This time we're looking at the Junkion Jalopy. So let's take a look at his box and then we'll get into the figure and his accessories. Alright, so here is the box. It's seen better days. Amazon slapped the sticker on the box and sent it out just like this. Now, I'm not an inbox collector, so it's not the big deal. It's just the principle of the matter when they do this stuff. It could be stolen in either this box or another box, but if a thief sees this and they happen to be a Transformer collector, they'll be like, oh, I need him. Yoink, and then I don't get it. I don't have a figure anymore. Anyway, here you can kind of see, well, that's a really good drawing of Jalopy up here. There's his alt mode right there, very Mad Max looking type of car. This side of the box, you got a better view of him. The head sculpt right there, really good artwork. I really like it. Transformers, Junkion, Jalopy. This side of the box, till all R1. He is a deluxe class. Top of the box, Junkion, Jalopy. Bottom of the box, boring shit we don't need to worry about. Back of the box, you got Product Shadow Jalopy in alt mode and robot mode, and it takes 17 steps to transform him. And you got a bunch of crappy words and stuff over here. And here is a barcode if you all need it. That is the box. And here is Jalopy before his accessories are on him. So let's get a close-up look at that head sculpt. And let's bring the camera up a little bit. He's got some really good detailing on him. He is a remold of, I know what, Lockdown was one of them, Grease. What's the other one? There's a few of them. Let me go through the book. Let's see, we got this, Scrap Hook and Axle Grease are the other two. And then there's that Scooby-Doo one, I think it's Toe Line, is the other one that this is a remold of. So they're really getting the mileage out of this mold. But anyway, here is his head sculpt, red visor, silver faceplate, that brown helmet with some holes, or some nice detail. I don't want to say holes, but some detail in the helmet. Going down, you have some gray with the Autobot logo front and center, orange chest, more browns over here and stuff. Going down, you got an orange crotch, gray thighs. You got these really cool looking flames on his legs. And the front of the car is his feet. Turn him around, you got some hollow bits here and there, and backpack as well with some flames on it. Profile isn't so bad. You know, he's pretty bulky. He's got the big ass shoulders and a little backpack. It's not so bad though. So that's Jalopy in his robot mode. Okay, so here are his accessories. He comes with this tire. It's got a broken spike on it. Going around, brown and orange. He has these two smokestacks, painted silver, a left and a right. Again, if you had the others, you know pretty much the same crap. He's got two engine blocks that could double as guns, but they also are the engine block itself. I think they go like this when you put them together. Yeah, they go like that for the engine block. These get stepped onto his feet or could be used as weapons. And then last but not least, in car mode, they go in the back of the car for like a boost. But these are also handguns as well, or wrist cannons, however you want to put them on there. But there's a left and a right one. Got some good detailing, but no paint. It would be nice to have paint on these, but they're, alas, no paint. So let's get those all on him, and I'll show you what it looks like. There are several configurations. I'm trying to get this together. You can snap the engine together like this, and then put it in his hand like that if you wanted to, and you can use it as a little handgun. That's an option. I mean, you could go crazy with this because it's got the, oh shit, there we go. You could also, if you wanted to, you could put them up here as well. Any port it will fit into. I think they look pretty good up there actually. I may just do that. Yeah, you could do that if you wanted to. That don't look too bad, really. Of course, this is pretty much his shield if you want to use it as a shield. Plug that in right there in his arm. These, again, there's a ton of different configurations you could do with these. You could put that in his hand. He could dual wield those. I'm wondering if you could get a little fancy and do that as well if you wanted to. You know, you could do a lot of different things with these. And then, of course, these two you could put, you know, they want you to put them up here. Like either on the tire or up here. You could put them down here. Let me see how they look down here. You could do that. You could put them like this. You know, whatever you want to do, you can do it. You know, they want them up here. He could dual wield these. These could go in his feet. I'm gonna do the configuration that I want, and then I'll show you what it looks like. To make him different, I may display him like this, with the engine blocks on his shoulders. Put the tire on one of the guns back here, and then have the pipes on the back for wings. Just to make him different than the others that I have, since you can make different configurations. I think I like that as well. So I think I'm gonna go with this. This is how Jalopy is gonna look for me. First one we're gonna do is from Legacy Evolution, and that is Crash Bar. So you can see how they look. I do like the colors. They go. You can tell they're both Junkions. Second one is pretty much the same mold as him. This one, let me get his name right. From Legacy Evolution, this is Scrap Hook. He is the same mold, but he has a different. He's a tow truck. This guy's more of a sports car. Big boy. So this is from Legacy Evolution. This is Trash Master. Just because I took her out, here is, what's her name? Axle Grease. Even though she's not really a Junkion and the colors don't flow, but I had taken her out, not realizing that. I shouldn't have. But anyway, here she is. From the Studio Series, here is Rekgar. His gun chestings fell out, but that's Studio Series Rekgar. Studio Series Junk Heap. I think the sizes are way off. These guys are tall, way taller than him. Here he is with Scrap Heap. The group shot of them all together, and actually they look good together. The colors flow and all that. And here they are with Studio Series Junkions. And not for nothing, but as for a group shot like this, they look pretty good, even with the Studio Series behind them. It's a good family photo. It really is. So that was robot mode. What I like about it is you could change it up. You don't have to use the same format that the instructions say, or keep it the same as, what's the other ass clown's name that has his mold? Yeah, Scrap Hook or Grease Monkey or Axle Grease. I don't know. You could change it up and you don't have to have the same generic look, which is really nice. Enough differences to make him his own, which is great. Very customizable. You can have fun with the Junkions. You can even mix and match their body parts if you wanted to, which is really cool. And even when you do the alt mode, you can mix and match that as well, which is really cool. And when I get into that, I'll show that off when I get to it. But for right now, this was this was Jalopy from Age of the Primes. Stay tuned for the rest. All right, so let's work on his transformation. And without any more talking, let's just do it. First things first, let's take off all his accessories. He's a semi-type of a parts former, which I know some people might not like. If you grew up in the 80s and you had G1, and then you had a Seeker for that matter, you had parts forming. So we kind of like, even how like Hound himself was a freaking parts former. Anyway, let's get him all straightened up, right? Straighten his limbs and all that, like, because you want to keep him nice and straight when transforming him. Turn around, come over here. Open this up. Open this up. separate. All right, yeah. He's gonna do that. He's gonna fall apart on you. The one thing I do with this guy is I take these off because the arm transformation is a pain in the neck. So I take those off, and then you want to open up the chest here. And these things are kind of clipped in, right? So you want to try to get these things separated from the body if you can, because you want to open up this. And these are really tight, like to get him. The point where I don't want to break it. There we go. Should. All right. And then you just take this and separate it out. Now his head, you want to spin it around, and it'll form the car, the top of the roof of the car. You want to come down here, the feet. Take these. Don't bend them. Keep them straight, and then they'll go up. While I'm down here, you see this part right here. If you didn't do it before, you put the engine block in it like that. I had him as a weapon, so if you could keep him there in robot mode. You don't have to put him on him at all if you feel like that look. But I kind of like to make these things a little bit different than each other. Then you take this and you want to take it and just slide it back to form the front of the car. I like the car mode on this. I like how it looks. If you have axle grease, you know, like this, it's a very sporty looking mode. And then just make sure that, since they like to come apart, just make sure that these things are together. And then right here, you just want to line everything up and peg the feet together. And then twist it around. Because you want to bring this down now to form the top of the car. And then you bring the doors down. So now you have the front end done. And this is the easy part. This part is easy too, it's just a pain. This is why what I do is I take this and I bring it down. It should snap in. Now with these, keep them like that because we're gonna do something with those. So with the arms, you want to turn them around, and you have a port. You have a peg right here. It's gonna go into. Let's see. Let me see. If it lines up right, it should peg in here. I just do a test run to make sure if I'm right. If this is the right. Yeah, it is, because this is gonna be sticking out. So get this little nub out the way. Take it and just tab it in. Everything. The other guy was easy. Oh, wait. Let me turn the hand around. You want the flat end sticking out. So when you do the other side too, it should just, I think the problem, trying to get this thing, yeah, hold on 1 minute. All right, so I usually take these off, right? First things first, the maintenance you want to do is you want to, so this is how the arm is supposed to look, right? On robot mode. So you have the bend and all that. You want to take it and to turn it so the bend will fold in like this. And then you want to take the hand and rotate it flat side in the same direction as the bend. And then you want to take it, fold it around, and then peg it in, right? That's how you're supposed to do it. And it's supposed to peg in cleanly, but this side doesn't do it. So I just took it off just to show you how to do it. I'm going to try to do it the way the instructions tell you. So it's on there like this. Then you take it, bring it around, and then tab it in. Or rip the arm right off completely. I've always had an issue transforming this guy's arms. It's not the best. It really isn't. There's no clearance. I'm gonna put the other one back on too. And I'll just turn this around to get it ready. Hands are tight. Everything's tight on this guy. All right, so then you want to take these and maybe try at the same time to bring them in. Which is, I don't know how, like, this is the part where is like really like no bueno. Because there's no space to really do that. Okay. We're going to try this. Get one in there, which this isn't going to be an easy one. So I could get one in, no problem. But then trying to get the other one in, there's really no clearance and no room for it. You see the struggle, right? So hold on, let me do this off camera real quick. Started, I did have these turned the wrong way. Because when you turn them in, they're supposed to touch each other all the way flat. But it still doesn't excuse how to get these pegged in at the same time. You get one in, and then you gotta try to, it could be done. And you just do it, right? Not a hard transformation, just a little bit of a pain in the ass. I'm not gonna lie. All right, I think I got it. It's a little open on this side, but all right, close enough. And then to finish off the look, you want to take all the accessories and plug them in as well. With this thing, if you had to, I usually put like that with the broken one in the middle, like that. This completes the look and makes it look 100% better. Take these. All right, combine them. And they're gonna plug in here. These two ports right here are gonna go right there. Now I know this wasn't a smooth video, but the shortcut way I did off camera worked, but then I put it on camera and it didn't work. So I thought I had an easier way to transform it. I deleted that video to show because it didn't work. It looked horrible. It took too long. So you put those on back there to complete the back of it, and then you put on the pipes on either side. Now you could put these wherever, but they look nicer back here. Got that going on that side. I like how the chrome just pops onto the brown. And then you have that coming on. And that's the transformation of Jalopy from robot to vehicle mode. And yeah, it's very finicky, as you saw. I'll talk more about it when I go over alt mode and the comparisons in the next video. But till then, I'll be back. All right, so back from transformation. Here's Junkion Jalopy in his alt mode. I do like the look of this alt mode. I like how the back end really completes the look and makes it look a different car than from the other one, the first Junkion we got. So here it is from the front. We got that mean looking engine right there. Here is the front of it. We got a spiked cow catcher. Here is it from the side. Brown, yellow, and orange, yellow flames going on the side. Some nice spikes as well. Very Mad Max apocalyptic looking car. It's got the windshield that's barred off. More spikes up here and as well. There's the engine. I think there's a beast just sticking out of it. Of course, it's not holding together properly, but probably because I messed up the transformation. Here is the back. Let's put this like that. Got some. I do like the looks of these Junkion vehicles that they do. And in fact, they all got the same color. It was really nice. Here's from the bottom. Very clean, pretty clean. Not a bad looking alt mode if you ask me. And it rolls pretty smoothly as well. Now, as you can see, all his accessories are on there. The engines plug into the feet. The pipes plug into the side here. The two armed cannons plug into the top to form the back of it. And then you have the spare tire back here, or I doubt that's a spare tire, but I don't know. It doesn't fit this car anyway. But you do have the spare tire back there as well. That looks really good. That looks pretty good. I like how that looks. But we've seen the mold before because axle grease is the same thing, and I think Lockdown is the other one with the same mold. Just different colorations and slight retooling. That being said, let's do some comparisons with the other Junkions. Here he is with Scrap Hook, who is like the same mold but different retooling. He's more of a tow truck. His back end is different. The engine is different. He's got a lot of different, very different, but you can see how the transmission is exactly the same and stuff. So, but yeah, two different cars, but look, I like them both. And they both roll really well. Very clean, very good, very nice. Here he is with an out-of-scale crash bar, who is a motorcycle, and again, nice colors. Really cool. Here's next to Trash Master. I feel like he's missing something over here with these. I feel like he's missing his garbage can. But here he is next side by side with this guy. He's a big chunk. Axle grease? Yeah, axle grease. This is pretty much the same mold, different colorations. But I do like the purple, the blue on the purple. It does look really nice. But yeah, it's the same mold. The big difference is axle grease comes with the hook, and where he comes with the spare tire. And of course, the colors are different. But as far as molding goes, it's the same mold. I talk about scaling being way off. Here he is with Wreck-Gar from Studio Series. Really, really, I mean, these guys could probably ride these things. These things are just huge. You can see the big difference. Not only that, but in size too. Like he's very tiny compared to him. Well, not tiny, but smaller. Here's next to Junk Heap. Finally, here he is next to Scrap Heap. Of course, you could do a couple of things. You could interchange their pieces. Like they could take axle grease's front end and put it on there like that. I know with Trash Master, he's such a pain to take apart though. Yeah, I'm not even gonna attempt it. But you could, to get an idea what you could do. You could do that. change their noses up and stuff. Yeah, there's a lot. There's a lot you can do with them if you experiment and take your time and play with them. Even if you buy a bunch of them, you could probably make some really cool looking things. I've seen them make giant robots and monsters and dinosaurs out of the pieces. So you could do a lot with these things if you wanted to. But yeah, so they're very interchangeable, which is really nice. So that was my look at the alt mode for Junkion Jalopy. I do like the mold. It's a really cool looking Mad Max esque type car. The colors look really nice on them, even though it's an axle grease repaint, which I didn't realize it until put them side by side. That's what it was. But yeah, it's a really cool looking car once put together. I like the Junkions. I like this wave of Junkions that they're doing and with the different looks. But I do wish we had more. Like, we have this mold, I think 3 different times. This is a retool. This is like a retool of this. But then there's also the Scooby-Doo one that's bright green and orange. But we do have this mold a few times. And I'm a sucker for it. So I buy them. I really do. And I'm going to keep buying them because I'm a glutton for punishment. Let's try to get them all in frame real quick to show them off. Not you. You're not really a Junkion. But here's all 4 of them together. And they complement each other with this coloration and the look of them. I really like how they look. Cool deal. So I got Jalopy off of Amazon. He's probably in stores now. You probably will find him in stores. But I got him about a month ago. I got him. Just haven't got around to reviewing him. But yeah, really cool looking car. If you do find them and you like the Junkions, you might want to pick them up and play with them. Although I will say, before I do go and leave you, this is a pain in the ass to actually transform, is the back part of the arms, because you got to fold them both in here, and the clearance isn't really there. But once you learn how to do it, it's easy. It really is. I haven't done it in a while, so I've been out of practice. But you just got to open up one side and it'll get in there easier. But it is a little bit wonky to do. Anyway, that's it for this transformation video. Until next time. Alright, so that was my look at Age of the Primes, Junkion Jalopy. If you have axle grease, or what's the other one's name? I'm horrible with names. Hold on, let me look. Or scrap hook, or lockdown, or the other one that's that green one. I think it's, what's his name? I have it right here. Hold on. Or tow line, you know what you're getting. Tow line and and scrap hook are the same mold, different colors, whereas axle grease and Jalopy are the same mold with different colors. So I would like more variations, please. I know we have the motorcycle. We got I want to say a dump truck and this car mode. And I like to see more variations to these Junkions. I do like Studio Series motorcycles, but I like to take on these too. They kind of don't scale well with Studio Series. Those Junkions are a little bit taller, but when you put them together, you can make them work. You could probably make these guys ride the bikes. Let's see. I wonder. Let's do it live on camera, shall we? Oh yeah, that works. Yeah, so that you have an option. That looks really good, actually. So anyway, alt mode for me, it's a pain to transform. It's not hard. It's just a pain to get those arms to fold in the back. Once you figure it out and know how to do it, it's not that bad. So, it's doable. You just gotta be patient when doing it. The fact that you could take them apart and mix match each other's car parts with each other is a really cool addition. Reminds me of the '86 movie when Junkion got blown up. He just transformed into a bot mode. The other one transformed to a motorcycle and kept it moving. So you can kind of do some weird concoctions with these guys. So it's a nice play feature for these guys. So that's it for this video. I shot 3 different videos. I shoot them separately, so that's why it sounds like they're done separately, because they are. But then I combine them all for YouTube, so you guys can see it all in one big video. If you like my videos, like, subscribe, turn on notification bells, do all that YouTube wants you to do for me to get views. I would really appreciate it. You comment, I'll comment back. That's how I do it. Okay. Thank you for watching, and I hope see you soon.